What's up YouTube, Jeff Beck again from High on Android, DopeTechDaily.com. Today I'm coming at you guys with a quick fingerprint scanner test, and I want to go ahead and give you guys an impression of my thoughts on the fingerprint scanner of the S7 Edge versus other phones that I have. You can see I've got the iPhone 6s Plus, the Galaxy Note 5, and the Nexus 6P. Now the Nexus 6P, I kind of hesitated to include it in here because of course the 6P has a fingerprint scanner on the back, and in addition you can launch this fingerprint scanner without actually turning on the screen. You don't have to press the power button, you don't have to be on the lock screen, which in my opinion makes it inherently better. So I'll talk about that in a minute, but we're going to go ahead and do the test anyway with the 6P on the lock screen and the S7 Edge on the lock screen. So I just want to do maybe 3 tries on each pair of phones, sort of get an idea of the reliability as well as the speed, because of course doing just one test doesn't tell us much. So I'll go ahead and put the 6P, I'm going to go ahead and put the iPhone out of the way for a minute, and let's go ahead and deal with these two. We've got the Note 5 and the S7 Edge. Now they should be very similar, both of them have them on the front, as you know, both made by Samsung. Now one thing I think that Samsung should have done, which they didn't, you cannot use the fingerprint scanner from the always-on display. So you see if I put my fingerprint here, it doesn't work. So that of course is kind of a shortcoming on Samsung's part, because you should have been able to use the fingerprint scanner directly from here, kind of like how you can do on the Nexus 6P without turning on the screen. So anyway, we're gonna have to go onto the lock screen on both and then go ahead and give it a test. So I'll go 1, 2, 3. And you can see pretty similar. Maybe the Note 5 was a little faster. Again, I'm gonna do 3 tests for each one. 1, 2, 3. Very, very close. And one more test just to see here. They should be similar. 1, 2, 3. And you can see the S7 Edge is a little bit faster. So 3 out of 3 tries. The S7 Edge I think was faster 2 of those 3 times, so that could just be the Note 5. I pressed the button a little bit sooner on the first one. Both of them very reliable though, in my experience. Samsung makes very reliable fingerprint scanner. You might get one false reading out of every, I don't know, 20 tries. About 95% reading rate it actually recognizes. So the accuracy is very good. And of course the speed's very good, as you just saw. So not a lot of differences between these two. Of course they're both running Marshmallow, as I mentioned before. If you haven't checked out my comparison of these two phones on Marshmallow, I'll link that below. So the next one I want to bring in here is the iPhone 6s Plus. I would say this is the current reigning and defending champion of having a fast fingerprint scanner. So I'm going to go ahead and turn both of these on to the lock screen, and 1, 2, 3. And yeah, you can see there the iPhone was quite a bit faster. I think I may have pressed it a little too soon. So here, let's try that again. As I said, 3 tries on each one. 1, 2, 3. And there, the Galaxy S7 was a bit faster. And one more try. 1, 2, 3. And so I think the iPhone zoom graphic, where it sort of has that animation going in, makes it look like it's a little bit slower. So I think they're actually very comparable. In fact, I just want to do one more. I know I said 3, but this one's kind of intriguing me. So let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3. And I don't know, I think the Galaxy S7 Edge might actually be faster than the iPhone, which is very impressive actually. So of course you actually get to your lock screen and then are able to get to the home screen a little bit faster, even if the animation is part of the issue. So this is the one that I was the most interested in. I do think the Galaxy S7 Edge is the winner over the iPhone 6s Plus. So I did quite a few tests there, and each time we saw that the Galaxy S7 Edge is a little bit faster. Now in terms of reliability, I would say the iPhone is probably better. I've actually don't think I've ever had a false reading on my iPhone 6s Plus. I have gotten false readings before on the S7 Edge or the Note 5, but it looks like the S7 Edge is a bit faster. All right, so let's put that to the side. And then let's do the very last one here, which is the one, again, I sort of hesitate to do this because the fingerprint scanner's on the back. Now again, I sort of think the Nexus 6P has the best scanner than any of the others, and not because of necessarily before even doing the speed test. I don't have to turn on the screen. So if the screen's off, I put my finger back here and it automatically lets me use the fingerprint scanner. I can't do that on the S7 Edge, the Note 5, and of course I also can't do that on the iPhone 6s Plus. So that makes it better. So, but to do a test just to see the speed, I'm gonna put them both on the lock screen and then we'll do a quick test. So 1, 2, 3. And I don't know, let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3. And the Nexus 6P had a false reading there, so let's try, give it one more chance, give it 2 more chances. 1, 2, 3. And the 6P was a little faster on that one. And 1, 2, 3. I don't know, it depends. I mean, I think, again, there's some variation in where I'm putting my finger on one of the phones a little bit quicker than the other, even though I'm trying not to. I would say they're very, very comparable in speed. I've never really had many problems with getting false readings. Probably that one false reading is because I put my finger a little too far to the side. Of course, it's a little tougher holding the phone in a hand that I'm not normally using. I usually use my right hand. But that is something to keep in mind. When you have the 6P, you can use it with the lock screen off. You can't do that on the S7 Edge. So overall, my conclusion in terms of the fingerprint scanner, the S7 Edge has one of the best fingerprint scanners out there. I think Samsung could have made us have the ability to use this with the lock screen off. That would have made it much better in my opinion, but it's certainly fast. It's comparable to the 6P, comparable to the iPhone 6s Plus, and of course the Note 5. So in terms of speed, I would say they're all pretty similar. You didn't see any huge variations. We tried it 3 times for each one, and according to the variation of where I put my finger, we had very, very small sort of deviations in each of the phones. But overall, I would say the 6P is still my favorite fingerprint scanner because I don't have to turn on the screen. If Samsung would have added that feature, this would probably be my favorite because I do prefer the placement on the front than on the back. But of course, having it with the screen off and able to use the fingerprint scanner is a huge, huge deal. All right, guys, so those are quick comparisons of the fingerprint scanners on these 4 phones. If you guys enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. You can find me at Google Plus and Twitter at the links in the description. Also, check out dopetechdaily.com for my giveaways, reviews, and Android news. I appreciate you guys checking out this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.